I struggled with my agency for 2 years straight until 6 months ago I made a few critical shifts. And in just 6 months, I went from 4 to 33 clients, and this is exactly what I want to talk about today. And no, I don't sell a course or anything, so you can be 100% certain this is raw, accurate, and I'm not going to gatekeep anything. Because in this video, I'm going to be breaking down exactly what I did and what the gurus won't tell you, because trust me, you'll be surprised, and those are the things that nobody is talking about. But first, let's rewind. I started my agency journey at 16. For the first few months, it was exciting, but honestly, I spent 90% of my time building and refining my website to be perfect. The rest was just hustle, cold emails, and then eventually signing my first client off of cold outreach. But then I hit a wall. For nearly 2 years, I hovered between 5 and 10,000 a month. I was working nonstop, but the ceiling just wouldn't crack. I was stressed, burnt out, and almost addicted to trying new tactics instead of fixing what was broken and focusing on what truly mattered. And I know some of you watching this are probably in the exact same situation or phase right now, working hard, seeing some results. And I remember when I was in that spot, I just used to think, oh, I just gotta work harder. But the reality is you just gotta do the right things in the right order at the right time. Which leads me to the first thing I changed. Solving appointment booking has been the biggest game changer for me. In short, I just started running ads. I procrastinated running ads or paid ads for almost a year. I listened to the gurus and them saying, oh, you need to be doing at least 15 to 20,000 a month to be able to get into ads. But this was honestly the biggest mistake I did. Outbound works 100% if you're trying to get your first few clients, cold DMs, referrals, and everything else. But if you want to go from 10 clients to 30 to 50 to 100, you need leverage, you need predictability, and that's what ads give you. When I finally started running ads with intention, everything started to move. And here's the part no one wants to talk about. You don't need a perfect ad. You just need one that's good enough to start. Literally go to Facebook ads library, search up your top competitors and recreate what they have. And then, and this is the most important part, add something unique to it and make your offer stand out. Doing that, and I'll tell you exactly how to do that later in the video, is the first stop to unlock massive growth. And in my situation, unlock the scale I was chasing. But after I got appointments booked, it did not end. My next biggest issue was closing. I straight up did not close a single client for almost 2 years and never collected more cash than $300 upfront. It's almost embarrassing. My process was broken. But after these key changes, I straight up started piffing and essentially collecting all the money up front, back to back to back. It comes down to 3 major things that changed everything. And this is just what worked for me. I'm not saying this is the only solution. This is just what has worked for me. And a big thing here too is a lot of people in the beginning stages, they think, oh, I just got to work better on my product. Like our service is not good enough. When in reality, you've got a sales problem. It's not service. Because the more clients you sell, you will automatically also improve your service. Initially, I was trying to one call close every prospect. The problem is with a one call close, prospects are not warmed up. They're not pre-qualified and you'll have to deal with a lot of no-shows, which is just wasting your time. So I changed my initial script to a 2-call close process. This change made so much more people qualified. I didn't waste any more time. And most importantly, I was able to pre-nurture them and pre-warm them up and make sure that for the demo, they've been through all the testimonials and client interviews. The second thing is I ruthlessly started prioritizing speed to lead. I recently had a setter on my team who told me, hey, we were never so serious about speed to lead previously, as long as we catch them within a day, and so that's fine. And I had to be super clear with him, like, hey, this is not how things work on our end. We want to call every new lead within 5 minutes. And I don't care if I'm clubbing, I don't care if I'm in a bar, in a restaurant, I'll stand up and I'll take that phone and call right away the new lead coming in. You can ask my girlfriend, my family, everybody, that's what I'm doing. And ideally I want to get them booked in right away, same day or tomorrow, because same day sets are proven to close at higher percentages. And when I focused on that, my close rate really went through the roof when I implemented this last thing in addition to speed to lead, which is starting to offering an A/B split close, or doing that, meaning offering 2 different essentially options. See, here's the trick. We went very heavy on a pay per results model, which I work in the med spa space, so for me it was pay per patient. They only pay us per patient that actually shows up, comes in and does a treatment. But then I also started offering a second option, which is essentially the retainer or PIF option, paid in full. And to a certain degree, I just deliberately disincentivized the performance model so that I can still lead with that in the marketing. But when people are actually on the call, they have to decide for one of 2 options. Most of them would lean towards the PIF option or the paid in full or retainer. This gave me flexibility, and like offering those 2 options, offering a split close, an A/B split close. And not only has it increased my close rate, my clients are happy happier than ever, because if they go with the paper patient, they are very happy. And number two, those are the clients that typically really pay a lot of money. I had a client last month that paid us $7,000 for the exact same service just because they went with the paper patient model. So I don't really care what option they go with, so or so, I'm happy, and that's the trick about it. But here's something I didn't get at first. Different sells better than better. And I kept trying to convince clients I was better in the ads and the sales process, everything, more results, more testimonials, more case studies, but no one really cares because everybody claims to be better. What worked and what I ruthlessly started prioritizing was showing how we were different structures, different offers, different incentives. And that's what I also mentioned earlier inside the ads. You've got to take what's working and then turn it into something unique. In every call, I started repeating, oh, here's how we're different. Here's what others miss. Here's what makes us unique and everything. It was subtle, but it worked because people remember different. They forget better. And even if they're not that different than others, just try to be creative and try to come up with things that do make you stand out a bit. Whether that's adding SEO to your advertising, adding AI components, like adding words like AI or AI-backed processes into your offer, any sort of unique messaging into the marketing and sales, and naming those are so small things that you can do, but are massively increase the perceived value of your offer and differentiates yourself from your competitors. So start focusing on building something truly unique because that's how you'll stand out. So now that I had marketing and sales dialed in, everything went well, but that's when the real ceiling or real challenge came up. And really the biggest struggle or problem I face in the agency. I used to get all tied up in client work, admin stuff, and whatever else. And the problem was I was there and I had to fix it. And this is where most agency owners fail. They treat client work like their job, and it's not. If you're under 100,000 a month, your only job is marketing and sales. I started following Alex Hormozi's rule, following the first 4 hours of your day, just focus on marketing and sales. And that's when things really started to increase and push off. I pushed aside admin work, hired as soon as possible, delegated, because truthfully, if you spend your energy on back-end tasks, you're choosing comfort over skill. And skill requires focus, and I was lacking the systems. I had a very hard time delegating at first too, because certain tasks just on my team, people didn't know how to do it. I didn't have the SOPs, I didn't have anything documented. So I couldn't really delegate. So that's kind of led me to the next problem where I eventually realized, hey, if I don't systemize, I'll never scale. And I've always heard it from my mentors. It's like, hey, just need better systems. You don't need a better strategy, you need better systems. And to a certain degree, I always thought, oh yeah, woo-woo, whatever it is. But I started seeing a pattern for myself. And I started realizing that, hey, shit, I do need better systems. So I started really spending a lot of time just documenting everything inside the agency, building out every single process within the agency so that not just myself, but everybody on the team can literally just open up the right document, watch the Loom video, and they can solve pretty much the problem that is there. I started documenting how to reply to leads or clients, templatizing their messages, uploading creatives, how to handle refunds, how to handle repeatable processes, how to assign tasks, how to assign tickets, and suddenly delegation became simple. I could hire, train, and free up my time without sacrificing quality. So if you're overwhelmed, start here. Within a month, your agency will feel totally different. And even better, what I do is super simple. And this is tactical. I just record a Loom video and I talk my way through every single step of the process. Then I feed this Loom transcript into a ChatGPT I created for myself, and it will just feed me back an entire SOP with exact click-by-click instructions. As long as you talk your way through it, it's gonna work and you're gonna have the perfect SOP. So literally it takes me nowadays 2 minutes to create an SOP that's super in-depth and super easy to delegate with. So here's how it really went from 4 to 33 clients in just 6 months, kind of in a summary. First, I started going to ads or started investing into ads. I switched from a 1-call to a 2-call close process, started offering a split close, dialed in my position, focused on how I'm different in marketing and sales, started really to prioritize my time on high leverage activities and document every single little process to make sure I can delegate. And this is all you need. And again, I don't sell a course, I have nothing to sell you. I do those videos to document my journey and hopefully inspire more people to start their own business because it has changed my own life. If you want to connect, check out my IG in the description below. Like the video, it would massively give you some positive reinforcement for doing more videos like that, and subscribe to the channel to follow along. In the next 6 to 12 months, we'll be scaling up the agency to 150 to 200,000 a month, and I'm also planning to start different companies, so follow along and you'll kind of follow along with the journey. Everyone's chasing the next real hack in business. The real game though is mastering the basics. Marketing by running ads, sales by practicing like crazy, make it easier by having a great offer, create systems and start delegating. And if you have those 4 things right, you will win, I promise, to your success.